name is Ebony Rowe, and the book I chose for my book review is Author's Reading Race by Mark Brown. This book will be great for children ages 3 to 7. So I guess you can say toddler to still kind of early childhood, kind of trying to go into that middle childhood area. Okay, the main plot to this book is about Arthur. He's just learning how to read and he's very excited about reading. And he wants to share it with his sister. He wants to read to her and let her know that he can read. But the plot twist of this story is when DW tells her brother that she already knows how to read. The crazy thing about that, Arthur is about 6 or 7 in his book, so that puts DW right around the age of about 3 or 4. So of course he already thinks his toddler sister cannot read. But she goes to tell him, oh no, I can read. So he makes a bet. He tells her, if you can read 10 words as we go on through the town, I'll buy you ice cream. And what kid doesn't love ice cream? So DW accepts the challenge. One of the perfect examples of cognitive development throughout this book is when Arthur and DW come to a crosswalk and Arthur steps off the curb. So DW yells, stop! Can't you see? The sign says don't walk. And of course that shows her cognitive development because it's showing that the cause and effect of situations is instilled inside of her. She knows that if a sign says don't walk, that means traffic is in motion and you cannot cross the road at that time. However, if it says walk, that means it's time to walk. Another example in the book that I love is when DW and Arthur walk past a bank. And while they're at the bank, DW is explaining to Arthur that she has a bank of her own. And she says that she puts her money in there to keep it away from him. Now, DW is actually talking about a piggy bank. However, the fact that she understands that a piggy bank is just as secure as having a bank account at the bank, she understands it's still, then again, that cause and effect of understanding the security of a bank and a piggy bank. At Beautiful Beginnings Child Care Center, and I work in the infant classroom, toddler classroom, so I work with kids ranging from about 6 months to about maybe 5 years of age. And I notice in my classrooms that my kids cannot pronunciate words. They're still babbling like infants. So when I was reading this book, and by DW being around their same age, that's something that could bother a teacher. So I feel like teachers should actually use these types of books in classroom settings, or should actually try to enhance their students when they're in the classroom setting. Speak with them. Tell them to repeat words after you, because DW set the bar high for toddler children. However, we'll get back to the book now. So towards the end of the book, of course, DW proves to Arthur that she can read 10 words. She can read 100 words if you asked her to, because she can read. So he had to stick to his promise and he bought her ice cream. After buying ice cream, Arthur felt like it was time for him to prove himself to DW, because she had already proved that she was pretty intelligent, she was pretty smart, and she's only 3 or 4 years old. So he insists that he reads a book, and DW tells him no. I want to read the book to you. But he explains to DW that this book is way too advanced for her. So he insists on reading. And Arthur sits down on a bench that clearly says wet paint. So DW tells him, Arthur, get up, as she laughs at him, of course. But of course, no. Arthur insists on sitting there. So she then goes on to tell him, now I can teach you 2 words that you don't know. Wet paint. The last and most important domain of development that is shown all throughout the book is DW's social and emotional development. I guess you can say she was a pretty outgoing child.